She's seen a white underwear, that's why. She thought it was white shorts.
We never get to see him. I never get to see him. This one gets to see him.
Isn't she beautiful?
Everything's good?
Hi, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon, Ruth.
I'm going to tell you about how it was during the Second World War, how it happened, and what we did during that time. I was 10 years old. My sister and I'm a twin, and my sister and I were both 10 years old, of course. And we were in the Franklin Park Theater in Dorchester, Mass, watching a Shirley Temple movie when the lights went on and it was announced that the Japanese had bombed Pearl Harbor. We didn't know exactly what was going on, except how could they do this? And we walked home, and our parents told us again that the Japanese said we were at war. That was all. So what did this mean to us? How were our lives affected at the time? Well, first of all, there was no food. Everything went to the soldiers and sailors overseas. We had war stamps, and every family had stamps for as many people as there were in the family. But there was nothing to get. My Uncle Irving was a kosher butcher, and he got meat, and he let us know when he had meat. So we would go, my mother would use the meat stamps for the meat. And all the stores, the local stores, when they had goods, they would let their customers know. And before you turn around, there's a line, and you're standing in line waiting to get whatever they were selling at the time. One time they had butter. I remember that so vividly. They had butter, a store had butter. We went down there and we stood in line for a long, long time till we were able to get some butter, which we brought home. And when we brought it home, we found out it was rancid. So that was out, that was thrown out. The cars.
What do you mean by rancid?
Rancid, it means spoiled.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
I
that's
want
all
to
right.
make sure I'm following you.
I might use bigger words. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, just ask.
Thank you.
The cars were painted, the headlights were painted half black. You could not show a light in the cars. And no one was allowed out at night. My father was an air raid warden, and he patrolled the streets. And he had to make sure that there was no light coming from any house, and no one was on the streets. So we had blackout curtains, and we had to pull them every night so that not a drop of light would show. Because if it showed, if the enemy was up above, they could see the light and they would know where we were. So he did that. And he wasn't out too long, but it was a job for him, and a responsible job. We went to the movies for entertainment, and at that time Did anyone ever hear of Frances Langford?
I heard the name.
You've heard the name? She was a movie star at that time. She sang and she danced and whatever. Well, she was at a USO show, and my cousin, Jaime, he was there, and they met and they fell in love. And her movie contract stated that she was not to get married. So they got married. And it was this big family secret. Nobody could say anything. And they had a son who is now, he must be about in his 70s. We'll never know if he inherited her fortune or what, because she left when he was a baby. She couldn't stand not being in the movies and being the center of attraction. So she left them and left the baby. And my Aunt Polly took care of him for a while. Then I think she gave him to a neighbor to take care of. So we have no contact. We don't know where this gentleman is at all. Well, it happened. In those days, there was no adoption. They gave it babies to
Okay, I'm just curious.
they were afraid of fire. And that's all we would need would have the house catch on fire. But, I don't know. It was just one of those things. And we were very lucky because our family did not lose any members in the service. They all came home. And when they came home, of course, there were parties all over the place. And everybody celebrated. But we had one uncle who we did not hear from. We knew he was alive, but we did not hear from him. And we wondered, when was he coming home? When is he coming home? He was married to my father's younger sister. And she was waiting for him too. And then one morning we woke up and we got a telephone call and we found out that he was home. He had come in during the night and he had his key. He kept the key to the house all through the walk because he felt that if he kept the key, he would come back. And he came back and he surprised his wife. And so then there was another party. So the parties were fun. And we were very glad that they came home. But then the goods started to come into the stores, clothes, different things, necessities that we couldn't get before. And it was a good time. But it was too bad we had to live through all that. It really was. I mean, you see pictures and movies about other countries, and who would think that it would happen here, biggest country in the world. On Saturdays and Sundays, we would go to Franklin Park, which is a very famous park in Dorchester, Mass. And they had Italian prisoners there growing vegetables. And we would go and see how the vegetables were growing and so forth. And they talked in their own language and so forth. So we would go there Until one day we were standing there admiring the vegetables, and some ladies came along, and they said to us, if you could hear what they were saying about you, you wouldn't stand there. So we just left, and we never went back to see the vegetables. Yeah, Franklin Park had a golf course. Down for a while, but now it's open again. And now they charge. We used to walk in free. We didn't have to pay a dime. Now they charge to go in there. So, I don't know. So anyway, I can't think of anything else except that we all dreamt that the war would be over and thought what we were going to do when the war was over. So, in keeping with that, I'm going to sing Dream. Dream when you're feeling blue. Dream, that's the thing to do. Just watch the smoke rings rise in the air. You'll find your share of them, or is there? So dream when the day is through. Dream and they might come true. Things never are as bad as they seem. So dream, dream, dream. Da, 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 da.
Great.
Nice job, Ruth. Thank you. I used to sing with the Vagabonds in Weymouth.
Okay.
In Weymouth, yeah.
That was very
They had a band.